Tango, Snagit, which one's better? Well, stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to help you answer that question. Now, a quick note before we dive in, this video is sponsored by Tango, but I want to be straight with you. I'm going to give you an honest look at both tools because the answer to that question genuinely depends on what you're trying to do. So let's dive in. Now, the first thing that you need to understand is that these products are actually different tools altogether with some overlapping capabilities. Tango is a browser-based tool that helps you create training content by capturing your workflow automatically as you click through it, turning it into a step-by-step guide almost instantly. Snagit, on the other hand, is a desktop screen capture tool that gives you powerful editing and annotation features to create polished professional visuals. Both tools can help you create documentation, but they approach it in completely different ways. And that difference is exactly what's going to help you determine which one belongs in your toolkit. Now, in this video, I'm going to walk through the same task in both tools, and that is how to upload a file to Google Drive. I'll demonstrate how each one handles the capture, the editing, and the final output. And hopefully by the end of the video, you'll know exactly which one belongs in your workflow. So before we jump into the walkthrough, let me show you how to get started with each tool. Now with Tango, you want to head over to tango.ai and you want to click on the button that says Get Started for Free. Then you want to click Get to grab the browser extension. Here I'll click Add Extension. You can see here that the Tango browser extension has been added, and then you're going to be prompted to create a free account. And that's all that it takes to get started with Tango. Now with Snagit, you want to head over to techsmith.com/Snagit. Then you want to click on Free Download. Then you want to select your install package, whether it's Windows or Mac. Then you want to run the installer. And once the installation is complete, you'll be prompted to create a TechSmith account, and that will activate your free trial. A few more steps, but overall pretty simple. Now I've included links to both platforms in the description of this video below, and you can test both out completely free. Now with Snagit, you're going to have only 30 days for your free trial. And with Tango, their free trial is not time bound. You can see here that you can have up to 5 shared workflows, use the browser extension to capture your workflows, and you can link and embed your captures. All right, next we're going to look at the capture process starting with Tango. Now to capture with Tango, you want to click on the browser extension that you've added to your browser, and you want to click on the Start Capture button. You can see here that the capture has been started. And next you just want to go ahead and perform the steps associated with your workflow. So the first thing that I'll do is click on the hamburger nav here. Now you can see as I click on the different elements of the screen, the capture will actually display the step that has been documented in the Tango pane on the right-hand side of your screen. You'll also notice as I move my cursor around, it will display which element is being captured. Now I'll click on Google Drive here. Again, you can see the steps being documented and the screenshot as well. Next, I'll click on the New button. I'll click File Upload. I'll select the file from my File Explorer. Now that I've completed the steps that I want to capture, I'll click this green check mark here. And that is it. I have now created my step-by-step guide showing how to upload a file to Google Drive. Now, once you've finished capturing a process in Tango, it is going to bring you into this editor here so that you can edit the steps and the images to meet your specific requirements or your style. Now, you'll notice that it included a title that said upload a file to Google Drive. And as I move my cursor down the pane here, you can see that I can actually click into and edit each of these steps. Now you can see here the first step is Google. So I might change this to navigate to google.com. So it's easy to just update the text here. And if I scroll down, you can see here it says click on Google Apps. So there's nothing that I would change here, and I have my screenshot displayed. Click on Drive looks good as well. There is this step here called Google Drive. Now I think I don't need this step, so I'll just click this delete button and I will remove it. You can see the next step is click on New, click on File Upload, type in text field. Now I'll just change this to search for and select the file that you would like to upload. And that is it. So it has captured my steps from my process, and it's included these screenshots here. Now, really important note, when you hover your cursor over any of these screenshots, you'll notice that you have a couple of different options, including editing the screenshot. Now, I'll go ahead and click edit here. And this will allow you to actually change or alter the screenshot that has been captured. So at the very top of this interface, I could crop this image if I wanted to. You also have the ability to add callouts in the forms of shapes, arrows, you can annotate or add text, and you can blur. Now, this is a really important distinction between Tango and Snagit. You can see that this is a pretty functional list of editing tools that's available with respect to your screenshots, but what you see here is what you get. There isn't any ability to do any more editing to these screenshots over and above the elements that are listed at the top of the screen. So that is something that we are going to come back to as we move into reviewing how you can create these kinds of captures using Snagit. Now we'll test out what the capture process looks like when you're using Snagit. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, Snagit is a desktop capture tool or screen recording tool. So when you install this, you're actually going to see this little desktop widget here that will allow you to select and configure Snagit to what you're trying to do. Now, I have this set to image because I want to create a how-to guide. Now, within this, you have a bunch of different options, which I'm not going to get into in too much detail, but I will just quickly go ahead and press this capture button. You can see that when you're using Snagit to capture, it effectively allows you to select a certain part of your screen that you would like to capture an image for. And once you capture that image, it opens up into a Snagit editor. Now, within this editor, it has a bunch of different capabilities around editing and polishing your screenshots. If I just click on the More button, you can see here that there's a whole slew of different capabilities and steps. So again, this is kind of to show you that Tango and Snagit, while they do have overlapping capabilities, they are slightly different products altogether. Now, in order to show you a side-by-side comparison of how you can use these two products to capture your processes, what I'll do is I will click into the selection box here and I will set this to steps. This capability in Snagit is what closely mimics the functionality that we saw in Tango, where it will automatically capture and attempt to document the specific steps that you're performing as part of a process. Now I'll go ahead and click capture, and now I will go ahead and perform the steps to upload a file to Google Drive. So I'll click on the hamburger nav. I will click on the Drive button. Then I will click on New, File Upload. I'll select my file and I will click Open. And I'll just go ahead and click Upload again. Now in the lower left-hand corner of your screen, you can see here that there is this overlay that is showing the steps that I'm capturing. I can pause this or stop it or delete this. So I've now concluded my capture, so I'll click Stop. And what this is going to do is now bring me back into the Snagit editor. So you can see here that it's kind of created this single page where it's included some text and the screenshots with some callouts applied. Now, you can see that the first step is click on Microsoft Edge. So unlike Tango, it actually didn't acknowledge or recognize that I was specifically clicking on the hamburger menu within Google. And for step 2, instead of saying click on Drive, it sort of came up with the text that says click here. And you can see step 3, the same thing, click here. Now, if I scroll down, you can see that it added click here as every single step in the process. And it's also, again, included these different screenshots, and it's applied some cursor callout. Now, if I wanted to make a change to anything in this guide, I can just go ahead and edit this. So if I click into the text, I can update this to say, click on the hamburger menu. And if I wanted to make further edits or annotations to this guide, this is where you can leverage all of the different annotation and editing features of Snagit. Now, for example, if I wanted to blur out the files that are displayed in my File Explorer, I can click on the More button and select the blur option, and I can just apply this here. And if I wanted to add a text callout, for example, you can see I've got a robust catalog of different text callouts. So I'll maybe just add an arrow here and I will spin this around. And you can see that, again, Snagit, because it is a desktop screen recording and screen capture tool, it features a more robust library of annotations and edits that you can make to these guides. Now let's move to the last part of the video where we look at the differences between how you can actually export and share these captures, what that process and experience looks like. All right, now in order to share or export a capture from Tango from the editor, you want to click on the Share and Export button. Next, I'll click Continue. And you can see here that I have a few different options. I can share a link to the capture so that the recipient can actually open it and view it in their browser. I can also generate an embed link where I can actually embed this capture in a bunch of different tools like Notion, SharePoint, etc. And you can see that there's even an option to convert this into a video that somebody can watch. Now I'll go ahead and click Preview. That's going to open up a new browser tab. I'll go ahead and click play just to demonstrate this here. So you can see that it's showing the steps. It's automatically applied some zoom and callout effects. This is pretty slick and it didn't really require me to have to do much in order to create this video. And there's even some options here to add narration, which I assume is leveraging AI. Now, if you did not want to do that and you were just looking to create a quick PDF guide or a Word doc, you can click on the export button and you can see here that you have, again, some options to create an HTML or Markdown file, and you have the option to create a PDF. Now, I'll just quickly go ahead and click download so we can see what that looks like. And you can see here that it has produced a simple, clean looking PDF with the steps on the left and with the actual screenshots and annotations on the right. So this is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And again, it was generally low effort to get to this point. Now, when it comes to sharing within Snagit, you have a bunch of different options as well. If I click on the share button, you can see here that there are a bunch of different ways to actually share this content that you've captured. Now, for simplicity, I will share this to Word. So I will select Word and New Document. That's going to open up Microsoft Word and bring this content over into Word. Now you can see here that I've brought up Microsoft Word and it has basically taken the content from the editor and just pushed it over into a Word doc. Now, if I did want to share this just based on the raw output, I would likely need to spend some more time formatting this. There's no header, there's really no style or format applied to it. So the screenshot and annotations are pretty good, but I would need to spend a little bit of time polishing this. Now, I will just quickly also show what it would look like if you did the same thing by exporting this to a PowerPoint presentation. So I'll select PowerPoint and New Presentation. And you can see here it opened a new PowerPoint, and in this example, it added the text, steps, and one screenshot per slide. So again, pretty convenient to get the content into the other application. But in this current format, I would likely need to apply some additional formatting and spend some more time actually making this presentation or deliverable ready. Now that we've looked at the key capabilities of both tools, here's my recommendation on which one is best fit for you. And it really comes down to what you're prioritizing. If you're prioritizing time to delivery, meaning that you need to create how-to guides, process documentation, and training content with as little effort and friction as possible, then Tango is the tool for you. As we saw in the walkthrough, it makes the entire process effortless. All you need to do is walk through your process, let it capture, and it produces a clean, polished document that you can share in multiple ways in a fraction of the time that it would take with the traditional approach. And if you're wondering whether Tango works beyond the browser, it does. Tango has a desktop app that lets you produce the same step-by-step captures with desktop software too, not just web-based tools. It works the same way as the browser extension that we saw in this video, and it's available on the Pro and Enterprise plans. So if you're planning to document workflows across both web and desktop-based apps, then that's definitely something to consider. On the other hand, if you need greater control over your images, you want to polish screenshots or redact sensitive information, and choose from a more robust set of annotation options, then Snagit is probably the better fit. It gives you that deeper editing environment that Tango simply isn't designed to provide. And if you need to go beyond screenshots altogether, Snagit also lets you record video. So if a process is better shown rather than documented step by step, you've got that option built right in. Now, the good news is that you don't have to take my word for it. You can actually try both tools for free. And I would highly recommend that you do that before making a decision. I've included links to both platforms in the description of the video below. So that's it. In this video, I helped you understand the differences between Tango and Snagit and hopefully pointed you in the right direction for which one is the right fit for your workflow. If you like this video, please drop a comment below, give it a like, and be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on my new content. I'm Louis. I'll see you in the next video.